first question. How can one finance the development of independent applications, of mobile applications independently?
Wow, that's quite a question. How can mobile apps be independently financed? Yeah, I don't have a good answer for this because if you know the answer, I want to know it too. I mean, there's a bunch of possibilities, of course, that you could pursue, but it really depends on the context of the app. I mean, um, if you're doing a game, say, then you could maybe look for crowdfunding. If you can convince potential users that your game is interesting enough to play. Um, but if you're doing something that is related to news, we're at a journalism conference, man, I really have no clue. Of course, I do have a clue, but you could try to convince a major sponsor or a major funder to invest in your idea if you can sell it to some kind of fund, Bill Melinda Gates Foundation, Knight Foundation, organization, Open Society. But yeah, it's not easy.
And which changes do you think should be done in universities to make students make more innovation projects?
I suppose this also very much depends on the actual university or the cultural landscape of the country that you're referring to. But I do think that the younger generation is, or I don't think this is true, is digitally native, right? I was maybe an early adapter with using technology in my daily life, but that was an exception. You grew up with it, right? So your generation has much more the understanding of what is possible with the technology that you use every day, right? Your early adapters, early adopters. So so I think what would help, if it is necessary, is to facilitate this curiosity with using technology to solve everyday problems. You just need creativity.
And do you think that is true when people say that journalism is on crisis? And how do you see journalism in the next 5 years? Which which path do you think that journalism will follow?
You're really giving me tough questions, man. Yes, journalism is in crisis, in the sense that to keep journalism financially sustainable is tough, and it probably has never been as tough as it is now. It's only getting worse. And how to solve this? Again, if you have the solution, I want to hear it, right? But there are many venues that can be pursued, which mostly come down to figuring out financing models, right? Because that's how you make something sustainable. You need to survive. You need to you need to get a salary if you're for whatever you do, and if you're in journalism, then you need to get a salary with journalism. So where do you get the money from? Subscription models, outside funders, creativity. There is not one solution. I think it really depends also on the context of the journalism that you're doing. Are you doing local journalism? Are you focusing on a very small area? Or are you focusing on a particular type of subject? And what your focus is will inform what options you have for funding.